Hey everybody, we're going to do a very quick run through of two compressors. The Boss CS-3, which is a bit of a standard, been around for a long time, been on many pedal boards, including mine, obviously. Second one is Pigtronix Philosopher's Tone. It's a special edition gold pedal. I don't think that makes any difference at all. It's just gold and in a smaller box than what we've seen before on some of those pedals. First of all, I'll stay for the most part. In fact, what I'll probably do is stay out of phase on my Strat between my bridge and my middle pickup. And the reason for that is the cracky out of phase tone has that special attack character and often doesn't have a lot of sustain going on with it. So you'll probably be able to hear the effect of the pedal quite a bit by staying in the out of phase position. So just quickly, most of what I'll do is single note lines holding on to some notes for a bit so you can hear the difference. So first of all, we'll start off with the bass clean tone. So you can hear the decays just sort of come in there. Nice snappy sort of tone going on. What I'm going to do is I'm firstly going to click on the Boss CS-3 and essentially I'm going to start off with every single control in the 12 o'clock position. For compressors, most guitar pedal compressors, there's two main controls. There's the control that will be called various things like attack on the CS-3, and that controls how quickly the compressor comes into play on the note after you've hit the note. The sustain on the CS-3 is how intense it hangs on to the note. So there's the two things to play with. So when you're setting it up, to get exactly what you're desiring there, think of the attack as, are you getting the pick attack that you want on the note? Is it hitting the way you really want it to be? And then for the rest of it, it's all about the sustain on the note. Is the note hanging on for as long as you really want it to? Or is it too squashed? It sounds a bit unnatural. It's hanging on for a bit too long. So everything at 12 o'clock. Okay, so you can hear it's a bit squashy, right? Everything's all a bit full and in your face, and that's the idea of the compressor. Off. On. All right, I'm going to put the sustain up full so you can hear that length on the note. And as intense as that happens, obviously you hear the noise floor increase as well. So along with the note hanging on there, you could hear the noise floor increase as the note was decaying. So that's the other thing that you can actually often pick up with the compressor. I've left all my noise gates and noise suppressors and all those sorts of things off the pedal board so you can actually hear the noise floor as the compressors are working. So you can hear that's very squashed, note hanging on for a long time. What we're now going to do is we'll leave it in that position so you can actually hear the attack as dramatically as you can. As I said, it's on halfway previously. I'm going to dial it right back down, play the notes, on full, play the notes. So that's pretty dramatic. Now attack on full. So for the compressor sustainer pedal, the Boss pedal, I like the attack quite a long way up. It tends to try and, it does accentuate, I think, what's going on the front of the note there. But I think with this pedal, if the sustain is on full, it is just way too much. So if we back that back to just a little bit touch before 12 o'clock. That's about sort of where I mean, it is still very noticeable if I click it off. Right, so you can definitely hear a difference. But that's the CS-3. Very, very squashed ability from that pedal. Anyway, we're going to click it off and we're going to have a look at Pigtronix Philosopher's Tone. What I've got here going on is I'm going to put the sustain again up at 12 o'clock. Now the difference here is the Philosopher's Tone actually has a blend knob, and the blend knob allows you to blend in your dry tone. Now the reasoning behind this is, again, thinking about the attack on the front of the note for the most part. When you're blending in your dry tone, you're going to get a much more natural sounding attack on the note. And that's the idea behind it. I've got the blend all the way off just so you can hear the compressor itself at the moment, and I've got sustain at 12 o'clock just to start with. And the volume's down a little bit, so how about I pump some level up? A little bit up. How about I play the lick well? So you can hear it is nowhere near as squashy sounding as the CS-3. The decay is still there, it's quite natural, but it is still squashing it out enough that you can hear that it is sustaining. I'm going to crank the sustain all the way up and give you another listen. So you can hear it is definitely hanging on to the note again. Still nowhere near as squashy as the CS-3 for me. Still sounds more natural as far as I'm concerned. Now, I might need to just play a little bit with the levels, because as you add in the blend knob and the dry signal, definitely what you get is your increase in volume as the dry signal comes in. So we'll bear with this for a sec. So what I've got there is I put the blend up to halfway, so you probably hear a pretty dramatic difference, apart from a volume increase. So you can definitely hear the attack change. It's a more natural attack than when the blend is completely off. Really, really interesting and very, very natural sounding pedal. I'm going to do a quick A/B between the two. So first of all, no compressor. CS-3. Philosopher's Tone. Might back the sustain off a bit. So there you have it, some quick comparisons between Boss CS-3 and Philosopher's Tone. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.